Hello, and welcome to the soft reboot of the Inglorious Film Nerds podcast, which is no longer bi-weekly. It just comes out whenever and might be bi-weekly at some point.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Just to screw you guys.
No.
Just kidding,
no.
just kidding.
Screw Suhaib for having Spanish people at his house. I'm Davis Miller.
Hi, I'm Suhaib.
And this is our sometimes bi-weekly, sometimes not, sometimes whenever we feel like it podcast where we talk about the movies and the things.
Things, man.
Yeah, and some of the things that some of the products from companies that churn out products this week that we saw.
Yeah.
Where, oh dear. I saw Alien Covenant, Suhaib did not, so I guess we'll talk about that a little bit. We both saw Wonder Woman, which is the big topic for this week.
Yeah.
And
Guardians came out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit, and I guess we can talk about maybe just like movies that are coming out in the summer, stuff we want to see, stuff that we are as Suhaib put it when we were talking about Transformers 5 after we saw the trailer. Suhaib has said, and I quote, "I've never looked more forward to not seeing a movie."
Yeah.
Which I think is a brilliant way to put it.
Yeah.
Just absolutely brilliant. All right, so I guess we should get into our big topic first, which is Wonder Woman. Big DC movie coming out this week.
Yeah.
And so a little background on us, I guess. I was originally planning to... I was going back and forth on if I should see this movie or not a couple weeks ago, just because I'd committed myself before seeing Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad that I would give DC like 2 chances with Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad, and then I just try to commit myself to not watching
3,
the movies.
Right? With Man of Steel.
Yeah, so it was like 3 strikes, which were Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, and then I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I actually do kind of want to see Wonder Woman, and then I was like, because I realized I'm like, it's dumb to assign an arbitrary number to how many movies out of them I should see. And after it was getting good reviews and stuff, I was like, okay, I like the character and I do. And it's like, as much as it's, controversial and I don't necessarily agree with all of like third wave feminism, more of a second wave feminist. So I was like, okay, I can get behind some of the feminism stuff. We're not going to get into that too much because I don't want to be too controversial or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I was like, okay. And once the reviews were really good, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And, yeah, so overall, I thought the movie was like, I thought it was great. I didn't think I was like, I didn't think I was like in love with the movie. Like I didn't like love it, but I thought that it was overall like really solid. Thought it was great. What about you, Suhaib?
I loved it. I loved it a lot more than I thought. Yeah, because we talked about Man of Steel and stuff like that. I'm a fan of it, but BVS and Suicide Squad, no. But you know what? I was looking forward to it because it was a solo movie, and DC since Man of Steel they hadn't done one, right. And I liked Man of Steel in comparison to those movies partially because it's just one person's story, and it's followed. No other cooks in the kitchen, no other problems or anything like that. So things just seemed okay. I was hesitant about Gal Gadot, about her acting or Gadot, her acting and stuff, but that wasn't enough to just have me not see the movie. I was gonna see it anyways, and I hadn't seen any of the trailers or anything, so I was just kind of gonna walk in, just sort of open-minded.
I thought her acting had really improved since Batman vs. Superman.
I think she's had more to do, to be honest. Like in that movie, she didn't have really.
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
She wasn't much acting to really even do.
Yeah, and who even knows how Zack Snyder is like directing them and stuff? It could just be a case of bad director. Yeah, or not bad director, just but at
the same time, like the actors just kind of do what they do.
We have differing opinions on Zack Snyder, but So,
but yeah, I think she did really good in this.
Yeah, she was great in the role.
Yeah,
and Chris Pine was great as well.
Oh yeah,
he's great between them.
Yeah, he's really good.
Which I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting to like get into their whole like dynamic, I guess, as much as I was, and I was like, oh, that was it was really nice, and like this, and I like the supporting cast a lot more than I thought I would.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, it was. So I guess both of us would probably recommend the hell out of this movie. Like,
yeah,
see it.
It's so good. Like I thought it was just so. I don't know why, because I wasn't expecting to love it. Like I thought I was gonna think it was. I thought, okay, maybe I'll come away, liking the first 2 acts. Because usually with these movies, the third act kind of gets a little too full of itself, I guess. And people were saying that with this one, and I just I completely disagree for this case. But
I'll say a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. No. I can see.
Much.
You can take things apart with the ending for this, but I mean, I think overall I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, I especially see it just because I don't think there's anything else right now that's out. I mean, you could go see the Baywatch movie.
You could see Captain America. I mean, Captain Underpants. I was a fan of those books actually, but I'm probably not gonna see the movie.
You could go see Baywatch. Probably has like a 20% or something on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, Baywatch. Yeah.
I don't. Who cares? Who even cares about movies anymore?
I know. Who even makes podcasts about movies?
Yeah. Right.
There are some indies out, but those you gotta have to search for those.
Yeah.
But
it's
Wonder
it's
Woman,
like
man.
I guess because I guess we're doing non-spoiler stuff now, so I'm just trying to think of like other stuff that I can say because we haven't spoiled it. Like I'm just trying to think of things to say with.
I'll say this, I guess because we know the sort of like modern idea of a superhero and like how it's changed since because like in the 30s when Action Comics was made and stuff, it was just black and white, escapism really, like to get out of the the Great Depression or whatever, or like the after effects of the Great Depression. So he was Superman was made to be like this all good, nothing but good,
right?
The world is good sort of thing that people could look up to, but. With this movie, they really, and something I would have I think Man of Steel kind of did it, but not really. But what they did in this movie so well is like they showed that like she is trying to do all good, but like humanity isn't all good. Like it's not going to be good all the time,
right?
I'm not
just generally like conflict isn't black and white.
It's not. Exactly. Like humanity is not like humanity is black and white, and that's just
like
the way
morally,
it is.
Yeah, like morally. It's just like it's like
Okay, not I mean, also racially, but morally, it's
there's shades in between.
Yeah, there's shades in between.
But for both the literal and the metaphoric, we're getting hot and steamy and controversial.
Yes,
on this podcast.
Yes.
But
juicy controversy. No, but I mean, it's just I hadn't seen a movie, I guess, like a comic book movie that has done that recently. Besides like maybe Civil War. But since then, I mean, it's just I don't know. It just hasn't really. I didn't come away with like.
And it was and it was people have been joking. It's like how is DC's lightest movie the one that takes place during the Great War?
Yeah.
But like
I didn't even think about that, actually,
but it's like it really just kind of gets to what was missing really in Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel, where it's just like the core of these characters is that they're heroes and they're like. They're inspiring and uplifting, and they should kind of be someone where it's like a character where it's like like they just inspire with their acts of heroism, and it's like it's nice to just like see that in a movie and smile where it's like look at how Wonder Woman saved those people, and it's like I guess because I think the defense people use a Man of Steel sometimes with how kind of grim it is like you can't the defense of like you can't really make. Like the 1970s, like Christopher Reeve Superman, like you can't really make that work, or 1980s or whatever. But you can't really make that work, and it's like I think this movie is kind of how you keep a superhero like. So I think if we can get into this for hours, I can get into this for hours at least talking about history. But it's like DC's characters in the past, like in the Silver Age of comics, which was like through the 60s. Yeah. It's like like from the 40s to the 60s.
Yeah,
like you can they've always been a little bit more hokey than Marvel and like a little more like kind of cheesy superheroes.
Yeah,
like
tongue in cheek.
And it's like this movie I think really shows how you can kind of have like them being these all good heroes, but you can also show them having like emotional conflicts and and show them in like a movie that's interesting and feels like it has like stakes and keeps you engaged, and it's like it really does a good job of just balancing a lot of different tones that you need to, make an effective superhero movie. Yeah,
the humor works, the emotion works for me, or at least for me. Like it worked. I think it worked for everyone.
I was surprised by how well like the emotional stuff worked. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm not. We shouldn't get into the any spoilers or anything. But I guess for we should probably say some negatives because I loved it, but there were a couple things like some of the villain characters. Man, how do I talk about it without? I thought were okay. Like I thought they do something interesting and it's cool, but again, like we'd have to discuss it more, but I guess like metaphorically, I would have done something different. Like I would have had a different path with one of them,
Sure.
but
Yeah, we can get into that spoiler section more.
Yeah.
I guess for negatives, I'd say one thing that people have been kind of criticizing is, and I can definitely see this, is like for a movie that is kind of talking about the sort of moral grayness and stuff of kind of human conflict. Like it does very much like it doesn't really lend any sympathy to like the soldiers of like the Austro-Hungarian German forces, I guess, during World War I.
Exactly, yeah.
Like that would have, I think it would have been it's like, yeah, technically,
Yeah,
like if you want to get into
too.
history, it's like, yeah, those countries are the aggressors, but if you want to get into like, I guess like all this stuff, it's like, it's like somewhere down the chain of command, it is just these soldiers who are drafted. And I think it would have been, I think it would have been cool maybe to see that kind of, maybe like something with like internal conflict with Wonder Woman, or just trying to trying to her kind of realizing, or that there's not that no one is like there's not a lot of like pure evil in the conflict. That would have been interesting
because she's not even from Earth. She's not American or anything.
No, she's from Earth, but like
I get, but she has no island, reason to sort of like root for the Allies rather than
the island of Themyscira.
Themyscira.
That's right. I can never.
Pronounce it. Yeah, they do the Lasso of Truth, which is I think it's really cool. Like the way that it's like because Chris Pine has they kind of released some clips about this, but there's a scene where Chris Pine it's used against him and to like tell the truth about his character and stuff. And I kind of thought they were gonna go sort of like, oh, like let me tell you the truth, kind of like a weird sort
like
of like
possession.
Yeah, like but it's almost like it like burns into him, and he's kind of like
it like burns you basically if you don't tell the truth. Which is
cool. Yeah,
it's a good way to like modernize it, I guess. Something that is kind of goofy.
It is because it's pretty goofy.
And she does mostly use a sword and shield. In this movie, which is it's like it has the Lasso of Truth and the bulletproof bracelets, which are both kind of like cheesy, sort of cheesy concepts.
They don't have the invisible plane though, which is I'm fine with. Yeah.
Well, I guess in that era it would have been an invisible biplane. So that would have been kind of weird.
Yeah, that's
it's typically portrayed as an invisible jet.
Like a jet, yeah. But other negatives, I guess, like some technical things. Like you mentioned this like in the first 15 minutes.
The first
when you see like the first 10 minutes when you see all the Amazonians sort of training, there's a weird like frame rate issue.
I don't know if it's an issue. I think it's just been the theater, maybe. Like,
really?
Just maybe.
I'll watch it again. Hopefully, I'm gonna watch it again.
Because the only way we were able to see it was IMAX 3D, and I usually prefer to just see like normal.
Oh really?
I mean,
I prefer like IMAX.
Just because I think you never
IMAX 2D for me is like
that's what I mean. Like just not 3D, because I feel like you're always paying extra money and you don't really see the effects ever.
Yeah, 3D. Yeah, 3D is.
Except for that trailer with Tom Cruise and the Mummy where he fell down onto our 3D glasses.
Oh man,
that was.
I thought Tom Cruise was actually falling on my.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, Tom Cruise.
Oh my god, get out. Yeah, that was insane. But no, the technical, and also in addition to that, there was like some CGI things, like when not even in the last act, which a lot of people are saying, but I'm saying more in the I guess like just in the middle, I guess, when Wonder Woman's kind of like hopping around and stuff, when they replaced it with the CGI, it looked it was a little weird. But not enough.
It wasn't enough to totally ruin the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't enough to totally.
Like I think in a movie like a Spider-Man, I think it would be more of a problem of something like a Spider-Man movie where it's like most of the character in the action scenes is CGI, but in this it was like a lot of it was kind of just like Gal Gadot. I don't even.
Yeah, Gal Gadot. Yeah,
Gal Gadot, and like again, like whereas like it was her just on a CGI like backdrop with like CGI like bullet effects around her and stuff like that. Like so, it's like that kind of stuff looks fine, but it's like once it becomes very like a lot of CGI, then it kind of looked weird. But it definitely wasn't enough to like totally destroy the movie.
Yeah.
So basically just go see this movie.
Go see it. Yeah.
I was going to get into spoilers now, right? Because that's
I guess we should. Yeah.
All right. So
let's see. I mean, should we jump? I mean, because a lot of the spoilers are really in the last. Like,
pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah. So because we were talking about earlier, the Chris Pine sacrifice thing worked better for me than I thought it would, mainly just because they didn't make it cheesy as hell.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have the dumb thing where he's got the picture of him with Wonder Woman that he puts on the that he puts on the dashboard
in his wallet. Yeah,
that he puts on the dashboard of the plane, and he's the voiceover instead of I always thought that I'd make my papa proud.
Yeah,
and there's none of like that crap. It's just like, and it's just like does have this kind of feeling of like realness to it. Where when he's going down in that plane, it's like he does. Maybe my family's upstairs, so maybe I don't want to talk loudly, but it's like that feeling of just like it's like he cocks the gun, he's pulling the trigger back, and then you just kind of see this whole like range of emotions overcome his face until it's kind of just like this like kind of just him feeling like looking resolved,
because he like looks genuinely scared too, because usually with those sacrifices they're like, this is what I have to do, and it's just like bullshit, like you're not that like, fearless or whatever, especially because, and it fits his character too, because what I love about his character throughout is like he says to Wonder Woman like, I'm not like this great person, like I'm kind of a sleazy guy, like I kind of just don't, I mean I'm a spy I guess, so I just kind of do terrible things a lot, like I mean he has that sort of narcissistic like, oh like I'm above average, but he he admits that he's like a liar and stuff like that. And I thought
it was a nice take, again good take on a character where Steve Trevor is originally just like, I'm a good military officer, and I'm a good American citizen, and I sure like that Dame Wonder Woman.
Woman, yeah, exactly.
Wonder Woman, it's like
50s announcer voice. It was a really good change of character. We should talk about it.
I guess in the second act, I thought some of the fish out of water humor got a little bit stale.
What? Really? Okay.
I thought some of it, not all of it. But I was like, it was like the right amount to where I wasn't super pissed off about it. I'm trying to think what else.
I mean, in spoilers, I mean, should we just jump to that?
Yeah, I already was considering the spoilers, but the Ares thing I was cool with, but I think we were both talking about this after the movie, where it was like we would have both preferred if the thing was that she actually did kill Ares, and then
Ludendorff was Ares,
but then the conflict still doesn't stop, and it's more about, and like, because I feel like it's like it definitely makes that speech from Chris Pine about if we deserve help or not. It's about like doing what you believe in and fighting for a cause, in the sort of face of odds.
Yeah. I thought that was so good. Like, that was like
that was an interest. That was like a cool thing, and it's like it was kind of devalued by the fact it's like, oh,
by the fact that like, oh look, there he is, and then they just fight and it's over. I mean, but then I guess because at least, I mean, the least they could have done, I guess, with what they had was that it was just show soldiers still fighting even after this whole Ares explosion thing happened. Yeah. Instead of, because it's like after he dies, it's like everyone's just kind of like. It kind of has like that cue, the sort of conclusion music, and it's just like, I would have liked Ludendorff to actually.
And then the message at the end about, even though humanity is, we all have our flaws. It was like just the whole sort of idea of like, what was it, like the only way that you can resolve conflict is through like compassion and love. It was like. I think that was a really, not to get too political, but it's a very relevant message. I think in like a world of everyone yelling at each other on Twitter and trying to be the loudest voice. It was it was a very kind of, I think like a very timely message. I think, and like a timely one and also a timeless one. And it was like
like I like it. It wasn't too specific. Like it wasn't.
Like if people, I guess. Oh, we should have mentioned this in the non-spoiler thing, but like. If a concern for people is that it's over politicized, it's not.
Oh, no way.
It is very like accessible.
It is. They stay away from it, or I don't know if they stay away from it, but it's not. They know how far to take it, and and it works.
In a movie where it's like where it's kind of acknowledging, it's like, okay, it's a superhero movie.
Yeah. I was scared with the trailers because it was like there was like you see kind of like, oh, you don't tell me what to do and stuff. I kind of thought it was gonna be a little too, but no, I mean it was perfect. It worked really well. Ah, man.
Yeah, overall, just I was surprised at how much I liked this movie.
Yeah, me too. It was really, really like it's like honestly like it's such a, it seemed like a different kind of superhero movie. I don't know how I can describe like
it was a different just feeling overall.
Yeah, it just had a different vibe. Like I felt like
it it felt like a little bit giving into Marvel, like a little bit,
Okay, but not
but still
yeah.
kind of keeping some like flair.
Yeah. Like there were definitely like superheroisms, I guess, like how I called it with Guardians 2, kind of like
Sure.
like superheroisms.
Sure.
But it did feel like its own, like it felt like just its own sort of individual movie, you know, like it didn't really connect to the other ones. I mean, save for, you know, because we're in the spoilers, like they would save for that little Wayne thing, which is fine, you know, the emails,
email, which I don't think I would have been fine with if they didn't use email to create the Justice League.
I mean, I don't think it's just gonna be like in Justice League, just them like, you know, like CCing each other and then boom, and then they just and then they just meet up. Like I'm pretty sure
they get sponsored by Gmail. Hotmail.com.
They all use different like browsers. But I mean, I guess that's it, because
my only other thing would be because I was talking about this in the theater, and I'll bring this up again because I think it's a good point, because I like to say this point a couple times, but like it's a shame. It sucks that they kind of learned that they have to make their superheroes likable by this movie, because now the dynamic, because there's a dynamic that I often like in Justice League comics where Superman is very compassionate and willing to forgive humanity, and Wonder Woman is more of like, she's more of a warrior who's, you know, more easily seeing the flaws in humanity and like less of the value in humanity. And I think it's going to be switched because Superman's a self-god prophesizing monster.
I think that's a big fear of mine, I guess, for Justice League, is like I don't know how their personalities are gonna, because I just don't know how their personalities are gonna. I mean, A, we don't have really the setup, but B, I mean, but that, I guess they could sort of work around that. But B, it's just, I don't know. I just feel like they don't look that much different. Right. Yeah, I feel like I think they. Like, it's fine if they're not consistent with the comics. They can do their own thing. True. But if I think, they're just, they just don't. To me, right now, just from like the one trailer of Justice League I saw, it just doesn't seem like they're very different. Like hopefully they are, but
that's what, because like if you think of Avengers, it's like it's like all those characters. It's like if you were to describe kind of the main character traits of all those characters, you can piece out distinctly different things. And I think one of their probably biggest mistakes is like, it seems like the direction they're going with Aquaman is making him like trying to make him look like a badass like warrior type. And I'm like, how is that different from Wonder Woman then? And I think that they should, because my thing is, if you want to make Aquaman cool, the route you go is you emphasize that he's like the king of the sea and you can send a kraken on your ass. Like, not that he's like,
I feel like they are, hopefully they're, but I know what you're saying though.
It's like, it seemed, and it's like, and it seems like they're trying to make Batman funny, but then the Flash is also wacky too.
He's wacky.
They should have just gotten Flash Kid, Grant Gustin from the Flash TV show. They should have gotten
that
kid.
I feel like that would. Do you think that would confuse people though? Like
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess they like. I think someone said that like they were going to like do some weird kind of a crisis thing.
Yeah.
That would be. Honestly, I would be okay with that. Like just a crazy, I don't know, or maybe just like seeing the TV one through the time loop or whatever.
Yeah. The only thing I will say is too bad the posters were all about Unite the Seven, but there's not even 7.
There isn't even 7,
because they don't want to show Green Lantern. Poor Green Lantern.
I know. I mean, he is hard to get right though. Like you have to, but then again, like it's not that different. It can't be that different from what Wonder Woman was with like the mascara and everything.
Do you know about the whole thing with Jeff Johns' Green Lantern Secret Origin and all that?
Like what whole thing? So like I've read it, but
so that was initially going to be the script for the Green Lantern movie, and then they're like, nah, this isn't that good, and then Jeff Johns published it as a comic book, and they're like, oh
wait, so it started off as a script?
Or? It's loosely, it's like pretty, not loosely, but like very closely based off of Jeff Johns, what he wrote as an original sort of like script spec for like Green Lantern.
Oh wow!
And then DC was like, no, we don't like this. And then he's like, fine, I'll just write it as a graphic novel then.
Wow!
And then it ended up being like one of the best Green Lantern stories ever.
Jesus!
And then the movie ended up being terrible.
Oh my god, man! It's like.
That's frustrating.
It's kind of frustrating. Yeah, that must be. Yeah, I mean, then again, Jeff Johns. I mean, it's good for him, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, now he's in the writers' room, but he's probably.
Yeah, I don't know what his involvement in Wonder Woman was. I guess he kind of wrote it, but there's a definite screenwriter for it. That's not Jeff Johns, but I guess Jeff Johns.
I feel like he probably gets pushed. I feel like the suits probably don't listen to his opinion at all. To be honest, I'm sure he probably has barely any say.
I don't know how I feel about a comic book guy like running the cinematic. You know, like I don't know how I feel about him being like the Kevin Feige.
Well, sure, because it's even if he has a handle on the characters, they're still like different mediums.
Yeah, exactly. There are a lot of things to put into account.
Yeah.
But speaking of Wonder Woman, also I guess they're slated for a sequel already. Like Patty Jenkins is contracted to direct it again, which is good.
Well, speaking of directors coming back for the sequel to their comic book movies, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 came out a couple of weeks ago, and we saw it. And I guess we had a minority opinion in that both of us didn't like it that much.
Yeah. You said you liked. I mean, I don't know. You probably changed over time.
I'm very meh on it, whereas you I think took a more of an outright I didn't like it stance on it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it or anything, and it wasn't like I was hitting myself in the head. I was. It was entertaining, but yeah, I had many a problem.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
I guess we're just gonna go full spoiler, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's been out for a couple weeks, so.
Yeah. I mean.
It's been out for a month. Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know. Where to begin? Man. Well, first of all, okay. I thought weird gold people. I thought that I was like, that's a nice intro gag, and then they kept cutting back to them, and I was like,
they
why?
became a very big part of it. Yeah, it just didn't seem. I don't know. It just kind of seemed to come out of nowhere. In general, I felt like it just seemed kind of rushed. Like it just seemed like, okay, let's do the next thing. Like let's just do something else to
I feel like a lot of
because they want more Guardians. A
lot of the characters seem to get the same character development that they got in Guardians 1.
Yeah,
there was the whole I don't know. The only one that I felt was good was Yondu. I liked him.
But okay, so we're talking about spoilers, but his death just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't.
It was telegraphed, but it was but in terms of, but I guess regardless of the actual payoff of it, I thought just the whole thing with him, with just him, finally, Peter Quill kind of representing the one good thing that he did in life was kind of and that whole kind of payoff was cool.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, I like that, and and then the one character who didn't get development in Guardians 1 was Drax, and then he's and then they totally forgot that he still wanted vengeance on Thanos in the end of the first one, and still refused to give him character development.
Well, he does. I guess about his family and stuff. It was he talks about it with.
I think it would have been cool if he was actually more vengeful, and it was just about him just accepting that vengeance is not is not a righteous path oftentimes.
It just felt like he was there to make those sort of fish out of water jokes, the metaphor jokes and stuff like that.
And also it just confused the continuity of the movie, because at times he would go through these these Looney Tunes physical comedy things, getting dragged in the back of a spaceship. And I'm like this doesn't work in the continuity of the movie, because clearly he can just survive anything now. So it's it was weird, because it's you can make those kinds of gags in a comedy movie, but it didn't make sense to do it in a superhero movie, because it was just so exaggerated, and you're like, well, doesn't this now mean that he can survive anything?
Speaking of surviving everything, every character could survive everything in this movie. Can we talk about that?
Oh yeah, the ending sequence bullshit where everyone was jumping really high on rocks.
Everyone was jumping high from the beginning, and it's just what? Yeah, and then I guess they're just invulnerable. Do they have increased?
They got crushed by the planet-sized rocks, but they're fine.
They're fine. And then the hanging at the back of the thing, that went on for so long, and they just
what thing?
When they were what you were just talking about, when Drax was hanging onto the back of the
spaceship. Oh yeah,
and they were crash landing. What was going on?
It felt like something that would happen in one of the God, what do they call it? What are those movies? A National Lampoon, it felt like a gag from a National Lampoon's family
Animal House or something like that. Yeah,
I was thinking more like a family vacation. And it's Cousin Eddie's hooked onto the back of the pickup truck, and oh no, we're dragging him along to Wally World.
Yeah. It just felt so out of place. Everything felt out of place, and I think I was thinking about this with Yondu's death too, where it's first of all, I haven't felt a single Marvel death. I haven't felt emotionally invested in one. And I mean, yeah. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can in a movie that doesn't take itself at least a little seriously, because like this movie does, but it's not, and like it does.
Yeah,
it doesn't. Like it really doesn't.
It was weird.
And
weird, and it was like the whole father son thing was
it just didn't.
People like, because it was weird because I wanted to give it props for having personal stakes, but then at the end of the movie, it just ended up into another, I want to take over the world thing. And I would have liked if it just stayed what's so frustrating about this movie for me is that there's like there are glimpses of like stuff that I actually really like. Like there was that one really quiet shot of like where it's like there was like really quiet in the background. It was just Gamora like sitting off center on the alien planet with just like the really cool looking horizon. I'm I'm like, and that's actually a perfect representation of how I feel about the movie. Scene. I'm like, oh, this is nice and this is interesting. Cut to Karen Gillan hamming it up.
Oh my
going,
god! Oh my god! My brother and I were laughing so
Sorry
hard.
if I just blew out the mic, but like,
oh my god! The
audio just spiked. Sorry.
Yeah,
she was
the waves.
She was so hammy in this movie. It was so
even in the first
goofy.
one, but in this one it was another level because she was given a much bigger role, I guess. So she was she was acting as if she was in like Macbeth. Like I don't know what.
She was just like so much like yelling.
Like, dude, like, do you know what you're like? Can you look in the mirror and then say the lines, please? Like, just because? Oh man, yeah. It was corny. She was in a different movie. She was, because it kept coming. It cut back to her running and then her still yelling.
It felt like the gag in like. It felt like a gag in like a spoof movie.
Yeah, there was a specific movie that I thought of, but I can't remember.
I was thinking of Kung Fury. Do you ever see that? The thing where it keeps cutting between him like yelling out for or like the girl yelling out for like the chosen one.
I'm coming.
Yeah, it keeps cutting back and forth, and it keeps being like
and he keeps going back.
It happens in Monty Python as well with the guards when the guy's running to the wedding. Never mind.
I think that was actually talking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was thinking. Yeah, I can't believe I thought of Kung Fury. I think
where's the sequel, man?
I think I knew that it was in Monty Python, but I think I just forgot what the context.
Yeah,
was. But
but like the thing I liked about Wonder Woman so much, I guess, is that the right people made the jokes. Like even like because Wonder Woman made the jokes, it was because of a certain situation, and or if it was Steve Trevor or whatever. The thing about Guardians is like someone could go from saying this super, morally aware speech or something to get it to like say this like gag to this like kind of off character, just joke. And I just didn't take any of it seriously. So the thing about the full father-son thing is, I guess I kind of felt for him, but I never knew like what was serious, what was not. Like when they were throwing the ball and stuff.
I was like, are you kidding me?
It just didn't seem.
Oh yeah, no, I totally forgot about because it's been a couple weeks since I've even thought about this movie. But
same.
The one thing that really got to me was I was like really frustrated. I was actually like frustrated in theater when it was like every character sat down. It's like, let me tell you about my family problems.
Yeah, everyone at the same time.
It was that 30
montage of
that 30-minute span of like everyone having daddy issues.
I mean, and here's the thing: I appreciate the movie for not doing the like, we're bigger, better, sick, just more action and stuff.
But there was better ways.
There are better ways to do it. Yeah.
And again, like the goal. I mean, it was like. I don't know, and I think it was like they tried to give character development, but they gave everyone the same character development, which was an acknowledgement that they had family problems, and it was just weird because it was like everyone had the same like issues, so it was just like it was underwhelming.
Yeah, and what I liked about the first Guardians was that you get characterization, but it's like it's not given to you. Like just that little moment when Rocket's like putting on his shirt and you just see the huge scar on his back and you don't know what it's from or anything. And by the way, they haven't even because I think it was when they were like in the prison and they were like changing or something.
I was thinking of that and I was thinking of that specifically, and the thing where he's in the bar and he gets really drunk and he's like talking about how he's like a freak of nature and how he like didn't ask to be made. And it's just like small stuff like that, which is great.
Yeah, and those are really cool moments and stuff. And I mean, this movie it has it. Oh yeah. So Yandu, they do stuff with. I just didn't really care about his. Like, I don't know. He was just so insignificant in the first place that when he came, I was like, I don't need his characterization. Like, it's like if they just started characterizing Nebula. Like, I don't care. I don't really need it. But can we talk? You probably didn't have as much of a reaction to this as I did. But like, can we talk about Stallone in this movie?
Okay, sure. What about it?
How it just completely took me out of it. I mean, he's a good actor, but I don't know what was going on. I think it's just the lines. You could tell he just isn't used to saying lines like these.
You're banned from the ravages.
You're banned. Yeah,
you're banned. One rule.
Oh my god.
Adrian.
Adrian. It just didn't fit. It just, oh man. Like, and it's not even about like, oh, we know that he's like, his past, but no, it's just like, just looking at him in this movie and him saying those lines. It's just no way. Like, there's no. I couldn't do it. And that had to do with I think if they had someone else that wasn't as big. Like, I appreciate having a kind of a big actor for a little role and stuff. Like, maybe they're friends and stuff. But I think it sort of sacrificed some of the potential care that I would have had for whatever his name is, Yandu. Sure. For having an actor that could, I guess, pull it off. Like Nathan Fillion for that role, I guess I maybe would have been okay with that, but Stallone, no. So yeah, that was the biggest thing. I don't even know. I don't know what else to talk about. There was, yeah, I mean, I guess the CGI in the last act just got really. I mean, that monster in the beginning looked kind of cool.
Yeah, it was neat. Like I was shooting out the rainbow like.
Yeah, like the rainbow weird, like rainbow throw up thing,
portal things.
Yeah, and it was cool what they did, whereas like they were kind of going against the trope of like the plan, the game plan, whereas like Drax, or I think was it Drax or someone? Yeah, Drax was like, we can't get it from the outside, so let's get it from the inside or something, and then he was like, wait, it's the same thickness. So yeah, that was cool what they did. And Baby Groot, I thought was okay. It wasn't. It
didn't feel overused.
Yeah,
I'm
glad, which I'm so happy it wasn't. Yeah, it didn't seem.
It was.
Yeah.
I was worried that it was gonna be like the Minions of this movie.
Yeah,
where it was just got way overused.
Watch them do a Groot movie.
Baby Groot the movie.
Groot the movie. Yeah.
A very Grooty movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Or no, they're gonna call it I Am Groot if that is gonna happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, or just Groot.
Yeah, sure.
Like some biopic or something. But yeah, that's. Let's see. Yeah, I thought Kurt Russell was really good in it, but his character and that whole and the whole like twist, like I feel like I'd seen the entire thing again. I'd seen the entire thing before. I just couldn't. Man, I couldn't I was like kind of falling asleep because I was like
Wait, Suhaib.
Yes.
Are you trying to tell me that you've seen a sci-fi movie in a franchise that is now owned by Disney, in which the second movie in the franchise has a reveal that the main character has an evil father? Are you trying to tell me this?
Yeah, I guess I am. It's pretty crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I know. I really haven't.
In a sci-fi franchise owned by Disney, in the second movie in which the main character figures out that his father is evil.
Yeah.
Never even heard of that before.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Where they have, books and movies and TV shows and and comic books and all that stuff and spin-off movies that explain things that don't need to be explained. Yeah, the ones.
Yeah. So it's
with hentai monsters. But yeah, that was
Boogly.
Is that his name? Was that his name?
It was Borg Gullet, but the way that I saw it.
Whitaker,
but I saw it, but I don't know. Someone posted the scene online, and it sounds like the way he pronounces it, he sounds like he's saying boogly. So he's like, the boogly monster will make you lose your mind.
Yes,
boogly sees through all deception.
They should have had all of his lines rhyme. Like that would have been the best thing. Just do it. Like because you might as well at that point just have all of his lines like.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Why not? Yeah, let's do it.
Man, we still have to talk about that movie.
Yeah, we'll get to it before Last Jedi.
We'll get to it
sometime.
Oh yeah,
the pre-Last Jedi.
We gotta do the yeah. Man,
that movie.
I can't wait to just talk about Star Wars just as a thing.
Yeah,
but that would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, Guardians. I'm surprised it got the reception it did, I guess. I mean, I don't know if it's like gonna be remembered as, but I'm surprised it just. I don't know. I'm just surprised it was critically as acclaimed as it was. I guess.
Yeah.
As
I don't know.
well received.
I mean, I thought it was fine, but I didn't think it was.
It was just really safe.
It was just like
Yeah, I just didn't.
That's how I felt about it. Speaking of, are we done talking about it?
I guess so. Yeah.
I was gonna say, speaking of safe movies, Alien Covenant came out. So I've not seen it yet because he hasn't seen Prometheus.
Yeah.
But I saw it, and without saying too much, I got into it a little bit, I guess. See it if you thought the heady religious themes in Prometheus were interesting, or if you want to see a cool alien blow some. You want to see the cool alien shoot the people and eat the people.
the Davis voice.
I want to see the cool alien because he was in the movie once. But no, but seriousness, like for me, because it seems like that's what it's trying to do is win both those people, and it does both of them mildly okay. And it's like, so yeah, and I was more in the camp of like, I didn't like the alien stuff, but I thought the continuation of like the whole like themes from Prometheus was actually interesting, because that is what I liked about Prometheus, was the like, because I'm not religious, but like the idea of like creator myths is something that is very interesting, and like something that I think is like worth studying just as like a concept. And yeah, it was just, and like that stuff was cool, but yeah, like I don't know, the alien stuff was like, the CGI looked really good, like all the effects looked great, but it was just like,
did they use practical, right?
No,
Or
that was rumored for a while. I didn't see it. Because
I know Ridley Scott's like a big pioneer for like as much practical as possible.
All of it looked good, but like it looked like that CGI uncanny valley sort of effect. Let's see. I'm gonna Google it right now. But yeah, it was because like I thought the alien stuff was like, it was fine, but it was like unneeded, because it's like because it's like, I guess what makes the alien movies good is like everyone is the same premise, but they're like the ones that are, but like they're different because it's like, but it's like they're different because each director has their own interpretation of it.
Yeah.
And I think we've kind of seen Ridley Scott's vision of what Alien is already,
Yeah, for sure. Is Prometheus more like Alien or Aliens? Like, I feel like
more like Alien, I'd say.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because I like Alien a lot more than Aliens. I like both, but I just hope that Covenant is, if it's more in the vein of what Prometheus was, then I'm fine. I mean, I haven't even seen Prometheus, but I can already tell. Like, I'm gonna at least appreciate.
Because I think Prometheus, because I think people piled on to disliking Prometheus because of like sort of specifically all the characters make really dumb choices.
Yeah,
and that's like the main issue with it. And I think some people were kind of just like decided, like once it kind of got like on that once people kind of got on like the hate bandwagon, then people started kind of deconstructing like everything in the movie.
Yeah.
And so I think it deserves more credit than it gets in terms of like the philosophical realm.
Yeah, I know Roger Ebert loved it when it came out. Yeah, so I'm interested in seeing.
I saw the trailer for Blade Runner 2 while I was watching Alien.
I haven't seen. I'm not gonna see. I can't see it.
It feels really unneeded.
Okay.
I don't know why. I'm
excited.
It doesn't look good or bad. I mean, I like Denis Villeneuve, but I'm like, I don't know how you could make a sequel to Blade Runner good. Because that's just such a solid closed loop movie, and it's perfect if it just ends.
Like, is it so? I guess like I just hope it's its own thing. Like, I just hope it's another story that just takes place later. Like, I don't want anything to be tied in. Like, I don't need it to explain things. I don't need it to add on to things. I just want it to be there.
If Harrison Ford's back, they're going to have Deckard in it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Sucks. Yeah, he's in it, yeah.
Because I guess, they'll probably have to either confirm or deny the fact that he's a replicant.
Yeah. But, like, I feel like it's kind of seems, because Ryan Gosling's the main character who's, like, perfect for, like, that type of movie, Like, and didn't even, like, it seems like it's a combination of Drive and Enemy or something. Just sci-fi Enemy. Yeah. Which seems kind of so amazing to me. I just hope that the Blade Runner thing is not going to take anything away.
Yeah, definitely. So that's kind of our three main movies topics. I guess now we can get into summer movies that we are either
because there's
excited
no
or not
news
excited for.
at all. There's
nothing.
News.
And I don't want to really talk about the Zack Snyder thing just because it's like, I don't know.
I mean, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Because even though I can crap on him as a filmmaker, I'd never wish that to happen to him.
Yeah, of course.
just like
Yeah.
That's a legitimate reason to leave a movie.
To leave a movie, yeah. I mean, he actually knew about it till March, and he like stuck. He was like, "No, I'm gonna keep working because like I want to take my mind off of it by working," you know.
Yeah, sure.
But then he's like, "Okay, I can't do it anymore," and you know that's, and it's really cool that Joss Whedon, you know, like took it upon himself to do it. You know, I think it's like, if something's gonna, you know, make people stop whining about Marvel versus DC, you know, it could be this.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
All right. Yeah. Let's just go real quick.
June, not much. Yeah.
June.
Go
Let's
down
just
the
go
line.
rapid fire.
The Mummy.
No,
No.
I'm not gonna see it because I don't really care.
No. It's so interesting that Tom Cruise is in it. Like it comes at night. Which is an indie A24 produced horror film.
I'm probably going to be too spooked to see it. So
I can't wait to see it.
I'll let Suhaib
this. You'll let me watch it.
And then
it stars Joel Edgerton and it looks really creepy.
So recap. I guess none of us want to see Mummy. The next week, Cars 3.
I feel like I was thinking about this, like based on the trailers, it feels like Cars is because Pixar usually does, you know, like Inside Out and things like that are more like more sophisticated. Cars is just it's their action franchise. Sure. Like at this point, it's like their sort of popcorn fun film.
My response to that is gonna be maybe ? Wait for reviews.
Okay, yeah.
Or maybe just don't because I can't stand Mater.
Yeah.
Well, Mater hasn't been in any of the trailers. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's just. I mean,
hopefully they just kill him off. Maybe and then it turns into Death Wish with Lightning McQueen killing a bunch of people because Mater.
Yeah. All Eyes on Me comes out that weekend too, which is a Tupac movie, which I'm excited for. It looks kind of interesting, and he has a cool story. Yeah. I'm pretty sure
Transformers: The Last Night, next big movie. As we said earlier, we've never looked more forward to not seeing a movie.
Not seeing a movie. Like honestly, I'm probably just gonna if it gets
if I'm seeing the movie the same day that it's playing, I'll peek it and just to see what a mess it is.
Yeah. I'll probably seeing another movie on that. Man. But if it gets good reviews, like, which I don't know,
won't.
It won't. Like, it really won't.
It won't. They're not gonna get it right. It's
even if it does, though. Like, there's no like. That's just those movies hurt my eyes. Like, I can't just for my health. Like, I can't watch those movies. My physical health.
I can't. So. And they're not. Transformers movies should be fun.
Yeah.
I should have fun. I mean, you can have like fine if you want to have like serious characterization or a point to make, whatever. But like,
because Transformers can get really serious. Like,
I want to have fun watching some robots that turn into cars duke it out.
Yeah.
And, you know, save humanity. That sounds like a fun, adventurous romp, but instead it's just horrible and grim.
Are Dinobots back in this?
Probably. Who gives a shit? Who cares?
I don't know, man.
Why? All right, next.
A lot of indies coming out, like, you know, The Big Sick, which was like playing at, I don't know, I forgot, like Toronto, or I think, I don't remember. I think it was Tribeca or Toronto or something. It like made a big impact and stuff.
Okay.
With
I'm interested to see that. Another kind of next kind of big thing, I guess, on this week's calendar that we're looking at, Baby Driver.
Edgar Wright's new movie. I haven't seen the trailers because I don't want to.
I saw the trailer. The trailer looks like dungeon. Well, because it was at South by Southwest. People really liked it.
Oh, that's the thing where the Big Sick.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. But like the trailer looks kind of like generic action movie, but you know what I'm holding on to?
Drive.
I'm holding on to exactly because Drive is a really interesting like movie, like psychological movie that was kind of just advertised as Ryan Gosling in a Fast and Furious movie, and I'm like,
oh my god,
my fingers are crossed that Baby Driver is going to be much more of a Edgar Wright movie than it actually appears to be. Mm-hmm. But like they're just advertising it as like as kind of just like action thriller, just maybe to get more of an audience.
It does have a lot of American. It does have sort of action-y cast and stuff like that, like vibe, I guess. I mean, not really. I mean, but you know what I mean. It's his most like American movie, I think. His last. But yeah.
Like what about Despicable Me 3?
I'm probably gonna see it. Really?
No.
Wow. What? Why not?
Are you out of your mind?
No. Wait. No. Okay. Here's the thing. Like Illumination, I'm not. Okay. So Despicable Me 1 and 2, I actually kind of like. They kind of got less funny on rewatchings, but the first times I'll always laugh at like Gru because he's just like so weird, like just like his design is just so. I know, and then the Minions come out. No, Secret Life of Pets. No,
movies I'm not. You know why I can't watch it?
Why?
Because I got dragged by my family to go see the Minions
movie. Oh god.
And it was just
it is. I don't actually. That made my head hurt.
I don't think I could watch. I don't think I can see a Minion on a screen again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just done.
I think just because
I'm just donesos.
I think Gru being the focus, I guess, again. I think it's gonna be refreshing to just have Minions be like them, in the background or whatever, just do their thing. And just let them go, But I just hope. Madman. I just hope. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm gonna give it a chance because that second one, like, I was dying in that second one.
Really?
Like, yeah, like when I saw it for the first time. I mean, the second time it got a lot less funny, but that first time, yeah, I was. But this third one, I don't know. I haven't seen any of the trailers. Drew looks so weird.
Well, I don't want to talk about this anymore. What are we doing?
Can we please have like an in-depth discussion about Drew?
Okay. No. Spider-Man: Homecoming. I'll see it. I'll see it, but both
Honestly,
of us.
I'm more excited for another movie that
both of us,
weekend,
for some reason, have like gut feelings that this movie's not going to be.
Yeah, I'm getting weird vibes from this movie.
What's the movie that you were thinking?
A Ghost Story. It's an independent movie by A24 that premiered, I think, at South by Southwest with Casey Affleck, and he's like in a ghost costume thing or like the whole time. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if it's supposed to be a horror thing or it's like some experimental thing, but it looks really interesting.
Yeah. I haven't been keeping up with the news about indie movies.
Just follow Alicia Malone and you're done.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Can we talk about Homecoming though? For like, just I don't know.
I'm worried about. I don't know why. I'm just have a gut worry about it.
It just looks so generic. Like it just looks so formulaic. And that trailer, which like I hadn't seen any of the trailers until we saw Wonder Woman and they played it.
Yeah,
and we pretty much know everything about the movie. So really, we're just gonna watch it and have some fun. So that's the actually, and the fact that it's Tony Stark's movie, kind of.
Yeah, I just hope he's not in it too much.
I hope he's not in it too much. Yeah. And Spider-Man's costume looks a little weird, a little too CGI-y.
Yeah. So, and then the next weekend we got War for the Planet of the Apes.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait. That movie's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Man. The two movies before that have been solid.
So good.
And they've been cool.
I think
that's it's such a good way to do a franchise where it's like you have the same like ape characters connecting everything, but then like you keep switching out the human characters. Like that's such a cool way to go about that. And
I'm so glad that Matt Reeves was like, let's focus on the apes.
Yeah, it was cool to just sort of, and it's cool to sort of see how each of them is like. It's like they're just it's interesting.
There's such a weird like Shakespearean like
quality to it.
Like the Caesar. Weird. Oh my god, and I love it.
And I guess people have even pointed out that if you like even just like subtle stuff, like if you look at the way that he like walks in each of them, like each of them gets like a little like it's like gets more like human, I guess.
Yeah, Andy Serkis is completely he's owned it.
Yeah. The next weekend, Dunkirk comes out, which I'll see.
I'm excited for it because it looks well made. Like it looks like a cool.
But PG-13.
But it's PG-13. Like I don't know why it's PG-13. I mean, actually, I know why, but I don't know how it can. Because
you gotta get that money from Harry Styles teens.
Yeah.
Teens who love Harry Styles going to see the movie.
I mean, I'm sure he's gonna do good in it, but why? It's a war movie. Like what? I mean, I guess because I kind of expected it because it's Nolan. And he hasn't done an R movie since Insomnia.
Even if I can crap on him for like Inception or whatever, I think that's just more people like.
But would you crap on him for that movie though? Because like even though like, it's a really good effort though. Even if you no matter what you think about it,
I think it's fine. I just don't think that it's the greatest movie ever because people.
But it's still a good effort though. Like as a modern filmmaker.
No, because here's the thing. I don't think it's him. I don't blame him. I just blame like other people for hyping it up too much.
Yeah.
It's the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah.
Like I'll definitely see Dunkirk because I always want to see what he's doing. He's always making interesting stuff.
Who is that in the poster? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out
because
you gotta watch
Tom Hardy's in a
find out.
Yes.
That same weekend, that weird Valerian,
Sam Luc Besson's.
It's Luc Besson, so I guess I'll see it. I don't know.
I mean, he's kind of not. I mean, Leon the Professional is the only really big, and Fifth Element are like the big things. Yeah, he's kind of hasn't much. He hasn't done much though since then, though. That's the thing.
I like both of those. July 28th is pretty big for actually, and I'll be gone for most of July, which sucks.
Same.
But you got Atomic Blonde, which was the Charlize Theron action movie that premiered at South by Southwest. That looks excellent. Yeah. Can't wait to see it. Should be solid.
Yeah.
The Emoji Movie, kill me.
Oh, man.
Actually, don't kill me, please don't. But like,
Oh,
I don't
like,
want to see. I don't want to see.
I don't
the
want to
Emoji
pick. I
Movie.
want to see it just to see.
No,
Like,
I just want to pretend that it
but-
doesn't exist.
But like, it's gonna get money. Like it's gonna.
I don't want to see it
don't know.
because I have my fingers. Because you know what the most beautiful thing in the world would be?
What?
If this movie just crashes and it crashes like the Hollywood studio, like some Hollywood studio that made it. I don't even know who's making it. And
Yeah.
it just crashes it, and then it just and then it's like
making it, yeah.
they actually have to start taking movies seriously.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. It's weird 'cause I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't know if this movie's gonna make money because I feel like even parents are gonna be like, no, that's
right?
stupid. Yeah.
I feel like you know what I bet?
What?
Maybe their audience is just people like you who are like, oh, there's no way that this will be good, so I'll see it.
No, just see it
ironically.
anyway.
And it'll just make $1 billion.
Just $1 billion. Just a bunch of
Yeah.
people like me. Yeah.
And then that same weekend, this indie movie, have you heard about this Brigsby Bear is coming out?
Yeah,
That looks really interesting.
Yeah,
because
Brigsby Bear?
Again, I haven't been keeping up with indie news too much, but like that was one thing that I remember seeing, being really fascinated by, because I think the whole concept is just, it's like this guy who's obsessed with some old like children's cartoon show that has a like bear called Brigsby Bear in it. And it's about like something about like his obsession with that, which is kind of like fictional, but it's like, but that sounds interesting.
That's a cool like short film like concept, I guess. But yeah, that seems really interesting.
And that's kind of it with the summer, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple August things like Stephen King's Dark Tower.
Oh yeah, Dark Tower.
adaptation, which
Yeah. I haven't read it. I mean, it's gonna take so
reading it.
long to read.
I started reading.
How many are there though? Aren't there
A
like
lot, probably.
Yeah. Is it good? I mean, it seems
I
interesting.
started reading it. It's cool. It's pretty. It's like the first one. The way the narrative is told, at least in the first part that I've read, is like it's kind of a cool sort of like Memento type.
Oh wow.
Construction of the plot where
wow.
it keeps flipping like each kind of chapter of like if the first few chapters kind of starts where the last one each one kind of starts where like the one after
Oh,
it
with the one
ends.
after. Oh wow.
And it's just this guy following this other guy through this like place.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's yeah. I mean, I might see it. I might just want to wait and read the book first, like if I can't finish the book by the time the movie comes out. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, there's actually one more movie, Wind River, that's like directed by Taylor Sheridan, who wrote Sicario and Hell or High Water, and it's like his third. Yeah, I talked about this a while ago with you guys. How it's like he kind of considers these three movies like his trilogy, like
Oh yeah,
like a weird trilogy, like starting with Sicario.
The name didn't click for me at first, but now that you mentioned that concept, I do remember that.
Yeah, and this stars like Jeremy Renner and I think Elizabeth Olsen. I think
Hawkeye and Scarlet
Witch. Yeah, so it looks interesting, and he's really good at like tension and things like that. So it looks like it could be interesting. I mean, they showed it already at I don't even know, like Seattle International Film Festival or something, and it was it got good buzz and stuff. And John Bernthal's in it, Punisher himself. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the summer. Actually, there's like no superhero movies except for Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there are like no superhero movies coming out this summer besides Spider-Man.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which is nice. It feels really good.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Apes. So I think
Apes
overall,
is probably my
Yeah, that's probably my.
in terms of big budget, yeah.
Yeah, sure. In terms of big releases,
Yeah,
that's
for
probably
sure.
my biggest, or like my biggest excitement for the summer.
Yeah. Indies though, there are a lot of indies. Like you guys should see indies, and
support them.
We should see indies. Yeah, there are a lot of them playing now. Like there are a lot of interesting ones playing now.
Yeah, so the next episode might come out in 2 weeks. I don't know.
Oh God, I just realized. Oh God,
What?
Is there a Bollywood movie coming out this summer? No.
Oh no!
No.
Are you gonna have to? Is your family gonna make you go see it?
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, that makes me feel. Oh wait. No. Oh, it's the last film of Om Puri, who's like a really good actor. Oh, dang it. No, we're gonna see it. All right, whatever. Okay.
All right, so tune in to find out about Suhaib's impending demise. This has been the soft reboot episode of the Inglorious Film Nerds podcast. We hope you've enjoyed.
Yeah.
And
should we talk about the whole like mystery movie thing? How it gets?
Oh, we're ending it. It's over. It's part of the new.
Well, I watched True Grit, Andy Kiru by now, actually. So, I'll.
We'll get to
give
it
myself
sometime.
that, but
We'll get to it sometime.
but it's hard. Yeah.
It's just hard to keep up with.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, because it's like, even if we can keep it up for a couple episodes over the summer, it'll get back
it'll
to not
probably
being able to
dwindle.
do
Yeah,
it during the
exactly.
school year.
Yeah, it's hard to.
And yeah, our test audiences in our studios didn't like it, so we're gonna have to end it. But
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really cares that it's over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess until next time.
Goodbye.